Hello, welcome to our new format, Lunch and Learn. In only 15 minutes, we will give you some actionable insights and some digital bites into your daily business life. And today, we'll talk about maintenance dashboarding, and especially on data-driven decision-making in the field of maintenance. Today, I have with me my colleague, Winnie Brouns, who's an expert in maintenance analytics. Hi, Winnie.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us on this episode. We talked together lately on how maintenance managers nowadays make reporting, etc., which is mainly based on Excel and manipulating that you told me. But you said there's also a significantly better way, an easier way to do this.
Yes, that's right. Like you said, I worked with a lot of maintenance managers, and how it's at the moment that they're often doing their reporting based on their CMMS, which is often SAP. Whenever they have their request for reporting, they do their manual reporting, and with the steps that you see in this slide, which is extracting the data, manipulating and cleaning the data, merging the data, running the analysis, and then creating the report. And every time they need this report, they're doing the same steps again. And although this becomes routine, at some point, it's still mistakes are made. Also, the extraction of data is really dependent on the moment of extraction, but also what kind of filters you use. And next to it, it's very labor intensive. And you will have different results every time.
Okay, so labor intensive, fault sensitive. That's a lot of negatives on this side. And you have a better solution for this.
Yes, let me show you this. So we have a set of maintenance intelligence dashboards. We collect the data in a cloud-based platform, and we have a couple of suites available in 3 areas with different dashboards inside them. So the first one is business performance. Then we have maintenance performance, and we have maintenance analytics. Business performance mainly shows financial KPIs, but also, for example, workforce utilization. Maintenance performance gives indication of how well am I performing with my maintenance, for example, in terms of time, but also in cost, or how is my backlog, am I doing my work on time, how am I doing my planning, these kind of things. And the maintenance analytics is really to dive a little bit a layer deeper into the data and find some insights. For example, on asset level, to see what bad actors do you have.
Okay, interesting. And can you also show this in real life? Because this is only a PowerPoint.
Yes, of course. Let me go to the platform. So as you can see here, we have the 3 suites. Let's now go to the maintenance analytics.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will have a look at the maintenance reliability analytics. I already opened it in this task and applied some filters. So here you can see the maintenance reliability analysis. And this dashboard is designed for the reliability engineer. It has data on asset level, and it helps you really to find out what is my bad actors in terms of cost, in terms of downtime, and to also see what is the cause of this and what can I do about it. This dashboard collects the data automatically. It's automatically refreshed. So only in couple of clicks away, you have all the data available. The dashboard is always designed with the end user in mind. So we also involve users when designing a dashboard in order to best serve their needs. Every visual on page has a function. So you have all the information in one page, and only with a couple of clicks, you can do a full analysis and find this improvement potential and where you can take action upon. What is the main advantage is that you don't need to do this manual reporting again. You don't need to create this reports yourself. You need to make these extracts. You just open this platform, you select the data that you want, you can click through, and within a couple of minutes you can already have some valuable insights.
Okay, it's really, really interesting. And I'm looking at the bottom, so you have like cost drivers, downtime drivers, something on strategy. Those are all different perspectives then, I think, on the data. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we look at one of the dashboards?
Yes. So maybe we can have a look at the cost drivers.
Yeah.
You can see here again the top 10 cost drivers like on the overview page, but now I have much more information on this page. So Eric, if you see these cost drivers, what would you want to know? What kind of information would be interesting for you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, cost, of course. That's why we clicked on this one. But definitely, I would like to know quite quickly: is it a one-timer? Is it frequently more occurring? Type of cost? These kind of things. That would be definitely interesting for me.
Okay. So let's just select the top one with the highest cost. And you see now I clicked on this one, the whole page is changing dynamically. So all the other figures now changed, and I have filtered down to this specific asset. So one of your questions was, how often is it reoccurring? In the maintenance history, you can see how many orders of corrective in light blue and in gray the preventive are there per month. So if I look at the gray, at the preventive work orders, I can see every month there's about 4 to 5 work orders. So I'm doing quite regularly my maintenance. I'm doing maybe weekly inspections or monthly maintenance, but still the corrective is quite high. Like I have like almost every month 5 or more orders of something corrective. So that's interesting. I'm doing like my preventive, but still there's a lot of corrective maintenance going on.
Yeah.
One of your other questions was the cost, of course, and I can directly link from the top one to the occurrences of the maintenance in how did my cost increase over time in the cumulative cost. So I see it was not like a one-time big expenditure, but it increased a couple of times quite steeply and over the whole period. And you can see that from the light blue area here, that almost all cost was corrective and just a fraction of it is preventive. So there was quite a lot of cost on this asset, as you can see.
Yeah, you already quickly answered 2 of my questions. So it's not a big bang, which I had a problem. It's multiple occurring. My preventive maintenance doesn't seem to be totally in order, and all my costs, they come in a little bit in waves, but it's also not totally linear in that sense. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and yes, you said your preventive, yeah, you're still doing it, but still the corrective. So either it could be you're not doing the right thing with your preventive. That would be something you would need to look into in a bit more detail. Another thing that you can look into is your preventive maintenance deadline compliance here on this side of the page. As you can see here, what is interesting is that 84% of the cases you're doing your maintenance, your preventive maintenance, too late. So if you do that on a longer term, you can imagine that it's not very healthy for your assets. And it could also be the cause why they're breaking down more often. And then you can get stuck in this vicious cycle of having these breakdowns over and over again, then delaying your preventive maintenance, and because I'm not doing it on time, having more corrective maintenance again. So that would be definitely something interesting area to look further into.
Yeah, definitely a lot of insights directly. So all in one page is a reliability engineer, I could, really see that I would need it. Is there another page we can also have a look at the moment? Is there still time?
Yes, for sure. Let's go
Okay.
to the maintenance strategy for now. You might recognize a couple of these visualizations from the previous page. So the idea of these different pages is that you're not per se seeing different data, but you're finding different assets if you look at it from a different perspective. So the previous page was really focused on what are my main cost drivers. And this is focused on how much corrective am I doing versus my preventive. So the top left graph here, it really helps you to identify those assets that there's sort of the proportion of corrective versus preventive, there's something going on with it. So if I'm looking at this graph, it is the advantage of this graph is that I can see in one look at it what assets are interesting to look in. I would look in the top left where I have high corrective, low preventive. So should I do more preventive there? Another area would be the down right, where I'm doing a lot of preventive maintenance, but almost never there's corrective. So maybe I'm overdoing my maintenance. Can I save some cost on my maintenance? And the top right, this area, where I'm doing and a lot of corrective, where I'm doing and a lot of preventive, but still having a lot of corrective maintenance. So it might be time to revise your maintenance strategy there a bit. What am I doing? Am I really avoiding this corrective maintenance with that?
And is that top one there, is that the same one we looked at the previous page? Because we draw the conclusion, I thought already a little bit, that there was something maybe wrong with the maintenance we were doing.
Yeah. So yeah, very sharp. Yeah, as you can see here, this is the same asset. So it also comes up in this view as an interesting to look at, like we saw already on the last page, is that there's a lot of corrective while there's a lot of preventive maintenance done, right? So makes sense that it pops up here again. And you can see that probably recognize the same graphs as you saw on the previous page. But here I also see a couple of different ones, maybe that didn't pop up in the cost driver tab, where I have quite a lot of preventive done, and yeah, like more like in the middle of corrective. So I can also have a look at these one from a different perspective.
Yeah, these might be worth some analysis. Wow, this is, I would say, really great. So a lot of insights directly, and you take this all from the same data set, which I think if I would do this manually, this would be quite a lot of efforts every time. Now I understand, the value and then the interesting part of these dashboards.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Maybe let's have a look at go back here again. If we summarize what we saw now that from this dashboard, is that the data sources are automatically combined in dashboards that are always with the end user in mind. So it gives you really easily and fast insights in the data. But in order to gain this value in the end and to have this improvement in maintenance performance, there are some more steps you need to take to actually profit from this. We already did now like a very short and quick analysis. So that's the first step, to really do this analysis, to find this area of improvement, maybe to prioritize them as well, and to define what actions do I need to take to actually improve on this. You need to execute these actions, of course, and then in the end, that is when you reach your goal of increasing your maintenance performance. So dashboards in itself is a tool, but still it is needed to take these actions upon your findings in your dashboard to gain your end goal.
Yeah, okay, yeah, clearly I probably have some more time now doing these these activities if these dashboards are already set up. Do you have like one last sentence or one last message for our listeners and viewers?
Yeah, so I would say stop wasting your time on making these manual reporting. Do yourself a favor and spend your time more wisely on analyzing, finding this improvement potential, and taking the actions. So in the end, you can improve your maintenance significantly.
Okay, thank you. Thank you a lot for these beautiful insights. I found them really valuable, and I hope our listeners too. If you want to learn more about these dashboarding or learn more about what Winnie is doing, then please contact us. Don't hesitate to do that via our website or via the other known channels. And there are also some other lunch and learns out there, so also watch those. They might also have a lot of valuable information for you too. This was Eric and Winnie, and see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.